What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's showtime, folks. We're back. We're going to get to it. The pregame meal is here. Let's go ahead and get this thing started tonight. Let's do it right. BirdCage. Hey, it's go time, baby. It's time for the first preseason game of the 2025 year. Man, my blood is up. My feelings is up. And definitely can't wait to see what we look like with the depth on this team. Just, hey, man, I'm here. Just, that sound right there just tells you where I'm at. And we definitely got to get to it. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, we got the link in the chat. This is for the fans tonight. We're going to bring you guys in. We're going to let you guys jump in here, talk about what you want to talk about. Let's talk about what you want to see and what progress you want to do tonight, the first night. So, we definitely got a tree going. Jalen Walls going to play. JJ's going to play a little bit tonight, but we're not going to see Penix. We're not going to see Cousins. Even Sick, Emory, Jones are the guys that are going to be taking the snaps tonight. Now, we do get to see Washington. We do get to see Nick Nash, and we do get to see Quincy Skinner, and also my man Kadero Hodge probably, and Chris Blair. So we get to see some folks tonight. And then you also still got Billy Bowman, Billy Badass, as we would say. More along the lines of, how can I put it? I just got to do it one time.
Billy Badass is going to be in the place to be tonight.
But as we said, man, I'm sitting here cutting up. You see, I'm playing around with a couple of toys right now, and definitely I'm enjoying the process. But getting back to it, we already see what's going to happen with this team. The mindset is different. The competition level is high. I was in the Twitter space a little while ago, X if you want to say, X if you want to call it that. Man, I had some Carolina fans talking trash. Had, the audacity of a Tampa fan to talk trash after we swept them last year with Kirk Cousins and his tender leg, as we would say. More so as Achilles, but I call him Mr. Tender Leg or whatnot. But getting back to it, definitely want to see the guy that I want to see tonight. I want to see Simeon Barrow. That's the cat out of Miami. Definitely want to see what he brings to the table. You're talking about a former ACC Defensive Player of the Year and a guy that can move the pocket from the inside. We're going to see what he does. We might see a little bit of Trice tonight. There are so many things that are going to be coming to this, that are going to be coming from this preseason game, because see what some undrafted free agents look like. Another guy that I'm looking forward to is Dante Manning. Dante is a guy that has 4.3 speed, 4.3, 4.4 speed at that corner position. However, he'll remind you a little bit of a Robert Alford because he doesn't trust his instincts all the time, and he has the physical size, the presence, the speed, and has a lot to bring to the table. Also, we're going to see what Raheem brings to the table. I know it's going to be vanilla tonight, but let's see how he coaches this game. Is he going to pocket timeouts? Is he going to use them? We don't know. We're going to find out, though. But as I said before, I'm going to go ahead and post the link in the chat. Want the fans to come on in, tap in with us, and just enjoy, because this segment is for you guys. And we got a lot of expectations for this team right now, and we have a lot of things that we like to see from this team. But the only issue that we're going to have is you can't stick around and just stay in the mindset of last year. Eventually, we're going to have to play, and this is just how it's going to be. Eventually, we're going to have to play our guys, our starters. That's just how that's going to be. When you talk about playing the starters, we're not doing it now, but you got to have some time where we're playing these guys and we're really in a position to where these guys are really showing what they're going to bring to the table. There's a lot of great things that I see that's going to come from this team. However, we got to start somewhere. We got to see what this depth looks like, because if the depth is not right, things aren't going to be good. But I believe that they address the depth in certain positions. I think we need a little bit more depth on the O-line, but you never know. We just freed up $10 million when they ended up signing when we ended up re-signing McGarry, giving him that extension. So we don't know what we're going to bring, because at this point, I believe offensive line depth is key. I always say it. Two things: depth, preparation, DNP. We got to see what this preparation is going to look like. We have to see what this depth is going to look like. I would love to see a little bit out of my backup quarterbacks that probably will never see the field, and pray that we don't have to ever see them touch the field unless it's mop-up time and we're literally blowing folks out. But I think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be something that's going to be good. The fans are going to be at home. They're definitely clamoring and chomping at the bit about what they're getting ready to see. Last year, loud and proud, we're bringing the same energy again. We need that energy from the fan base. Doesn't matter what game it is. We need to see it. We already know that everybody that's going to play in this game isn't going to be here this year. But I would love to see a competitive game. And, of course, seeing the Falcons win it. That's the best part. That would be the best part of the game, because I don't like losing. I don't care if it's a preseason game. I don't care if it's backgammon. I don't care if it's flipping quarters. I don't like losing. And my thing is, I want to see the Falcons win. And I want to get used to the Falcons winning when it comes to this season, because that is something that you have to groom yourself to do. And this is something that the Falcons must groom themselves to do. So we're going to go ahead and pull up the depth chart for you guys. If you guys and ladies, if you haven't seen it, the chart has been pretty much for the game of the. So with the first depth chart being released, we're going to go ahead and go through a few of these guys. So for your offense, Drake's not going to play. Hodges is back up. You got David Seals, the fifth, that's going to play. Chris Blair, Quincy Skinner. And then you also have on the offensive line, Storm Norton, Tyrone Wheatley Jr., Jordan Williams. And then you got Elijah Wilkinson, Matthew Cindric. Javon Gwynn is a name that I need people to get used to. That is the backup center. That's the kid that we got out of the University of South Carolina. He's definitely one of those guys that can actually be very vital to us in case anything happens to Ryan Nizel this year. Now, I don't want that to happen, but Javon Gwynn is definitely a guy that you have to have ready to play at any given time. Because when you look at it, the worst thing that can happen is if your team is not ready, your depth is not prepared. As I said, the things I talk about is depth and preparation. When we speak on the depth and the preparation of this team, so far on paper, it looks good. But we've got to take what's on paper and bring it to life. That's what we're trying to do. Just like cooking a meal, as we say here in the pregame meal. You see, I got chicken. You see, I got banana pudding, sweet potatoes. You have to prep this meal. You have to prepare it right before you serve it. So right now, we're in the preparation phases right now before we serve anything. So Raheem Morris is prepping right now. He's getting ready to serve it, but we're going to continue going through the depth chart. So when we look at it, also on the offensive line, you got Kyle Hinton, who's Chris Lindstrom's backup. He saw a little bit of playing time last year. We're going to probably see him and Michael Gonzalez. We get to see the rookie Jack Nelson tonight. He's going to he's a third stringer, so we know we're going to see him. And Brandon Parker is ahead of him. They're going to get playing time. Caleb McGarry's probably not going to play. And then at the other tight end spot, you have Charlie Warner. Then you got Tegan. Let me make sure I don't mispronunciate his name. Quintoriano. That's who you have at the tight end spot. And then you have Nicola let me make sure I have it. Kalanick. Nikola Kalanick. I couldn't see the L. It was a little invisible for a second. And then when you look at the other tight end spot, you got Kyle Pitts not playing. Felipe Franks, waste. And then you got Josh Simon. That's the guy that I actually would love to see tonight. And let's see what he brings to the table. At that running back spot, you got Bijan and Tyler. They're not starting. You got Carlos Washington, better known as Shawty Lowe, as we call him. He's been keeping the job since Arthur Smith brought him in. You got Nathan Carter, Elijah Dotson, and then you got Joshua, and then you got Jay Sean Corbin. Corbin was solid last year. He was on the practice squad, but he definitely was solid. On the quarterback, we already talked about it. Easton Stick and Emory Jones are going to be your guys. And then you have at the wide receiver, as I said, Casey Washington, DJ Chalk probably won't play Chalk, but Washington will get some snaps. You have Jamal Agnew, Dylan Drummond, Nick Nash, and Jesse Matthews. Definitely some depth in that wide receiver room. Now we're going to go ahead and get to the defensive side of the house. So with the defense, you have Leonard Floyd, that's a starter. He's not going to play tonight. James Pierce Jr. is going to get some snaps, but Khalid Kareem is going to get a lot of the bulk of the snaps tonight. Then you also have Taquan Graham in a reserve role, and then you have Lakel London, who's going to get some playing time. Morgan Fox won't play that much, and Dorless will probably end up getting some time. Kentavious Street's going to play. Simeon Barrow, who I spoke about earlier, I believe he's going to get playing time. Jalen Walker will probably end up touching the field tonight. Now we're going to the linebacker spot. You got J.D. Bertrand, Josh Woods, and Nick Kubitz behind Caden Ellis, and then behind Divine Diablo, Caleb Johnson, D'Angelo Malone. A name that you guys are familiar with on the special team side of the house. He definitely is going to get an opportunity linebacker, and they're going to take him off the edge because he's still very valuable on the special team side, but he's going to be more valuable at that linebacker side while he's learning under Jeff Ulbrich. So this is a new position for him, playing the inside linebacker or whatnot. I think he's going to do well, and I think he's going to bring a lot to the table. And, you know, when you look at it from a standpoint of what else are we going to bring to the table, we also have to look at the secondary coming up. You have A.J. Terrell and Jesse Bates. They're not going to start, of course. Lamar Jackson, cornerback, Kobe Bryant, and Dante Manning, who I spoke about out of Oregon. You're going to see a little bit of Kobe, but you're going to see, I think, a lot more of Lamar and Dante Manning. DeMarco Hellams is going to get some playing time tonight, along with Josh Thompson. Xavier Watts possibly will get some burn tonight, but I don't think he's going to get the bulk of that. Henry Black will. You got Mike Hughes, Clark Phillips III. I think they're not going to get too much burn. You got Natron Brooks, Graylin Arnold, and Keith Taylor that are going to get it. And then the nickelback spot, you got badass Billy Bowman and Mike Ford Jr., who are going to get playing time over D. Alford. So special teams wise, I look to see Lenny Craig tonight get a chance to kick the ball well tonight. And let's see what he looks like finally. He's an international player, so if he doesn't play well, we can't cut him. He'll still be on the practice squad. We still have Younghoe Koo. I don't think we're going to see Koo tonight. Really don't want to see too much of Bradley Pinion tonight as well. And you got Liam McCullough as your long snapper. With your punt returners, I think we're going to see Jamal Agnew tonight. Ray McLeod's really not going to touch the ball too much. We're going to keep him healthy. You know, they might play him. Who knows? D. Alford will probably be used more so in the emergency role of a return man because he has experience. Elijah Dotson. So looking at what we have right now, the Falcons depth chart is solid for a backup. It's very solid for backups. This right here will be a telltale sign of what the competition is like. There are going to be guys fighting for their jobs. There are going to be guys fighting to try to make a roster spot or just getting film to go elsewhere to play this year. So all you can do at this point is just continue to enjoy the process right now. That's all you can do is enjoy the process. We have a lot of things that are going to come our way. We have a lot of things that are going to be that might not bounce our way tonight. However, I see a lot of production that we're going to get out of these backups. And some of these guys that are backups should have been drafted, if you want to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. That is the type of team that we do have. So, as I said before, we're in a situation where we're actually good. We're actually good tonight. But again, don't look for the starters. This is just the first pregame meal. We do this every week before every game, at least an hour before the game starts. We allow the fans to come in and talk. I just wanted to make sure I put the roster out, give my little soliloquy. And I want to invite the fans to come out here and just jump up, as we always do, and come in here and chop it up with us and tell us what you want to see, what you don't want to see. So I provided the link in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and do the same on X to make sure you guys get that there. And also, just want you guys to have a great time. If you're at the game tonight, man, enjoy the game. Don't sit around and just walk around the stadium the whole time. You paid good tickets to watch a football game. You could have seen attractions going elsewhere. So just enjoy the ambiance and the atmosphere. Like it's really beautiful at this point. Football season will always be a beautiful time, especially for me. I just love the game, love what it brings to the table, and I love what's out here. We got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to see this year. Also, who's gonna get that third string spot? Do you think it's gonna be Easton Stick, or do you think it's gonna be Emory Jones? Emory Jones was very inconsistent in college, has talent, local Georgia kid, LaGrange, Georgia, around that way. You know, Terry has started to bring a lot of guys that are from the state of Georgia back home, if you hadn't been paying attention. And I honestly feel as if I think it's good that you're bringing homegrown talent back, but at the same time, you also have to evaluate, are they going to bring any type of value to your franchise? That's the question. Can we bring value back with the Falcons? Who knows? Who knows? But again, as I said before, we got a lot of things that we're getting it in. We're also out here trying to make sure everything is straight for the fans. Also, we're going to make sure that everything is set when we talk about what this roster is going to be comprised of, because you have to have your backups ready to go, because if anything happens to you, sorry, these guys, and there's not much of a drop off, because let's be honest, you have to have guys that are backups, and sometimes your backups are better than your starters. It happens. Now, here's the other thing. We're going to talk a little bit about the Detroit Lions and whatnot, and what the Detroit Lions lost and what they're also trying to bring to the table. When you look at the Detroit Lions right now, I was just in Jets training camp or whatnot, you know, and when you look at what happened with Jets training camp, that was very amazing, seeing what Aaron Glenn brought to the table. When you see the structure, the discipline, and things of that sort, the question is, does some of that discipline and structure leave the Detroit defense? And then you also got to look at Ben Johnson. He also is with the Chicago Bears. He has a head coaching job now. So does the structure that Ben Johnson had for that offense change? And is there a drop-off? But without further ado, there's no drop-off. We got our first person to tap in to the pregame meal. I got a nice plate pulled up. Speaking of plates, we got Debo Vibes in the building. Welcome back, my brother. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Hey, man, I got to get some of this good soul food, bro. You know I had to, my man.
Did it work that time?
It worked. I heard it perfectly that time, bro.
You know
what I'm saying? Yes, like last night was your preseason. Today is your regular season. Get the king salad, man. Now it's working fine. Look at you, bro.
It's still preseason. I'm still getting it in.
Okay.
But you know how it goes.
Absolutely.
But I was just asking the folks in the chat, and we're talking about it or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at this team, we already see that who the main two guys are in their quarterback room.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think needs to be the third, and how do you think that this quarterback room is going to play out? Because Easton Stick is not a slouch, definitely a decent quarterback. Mm-hmm. We experienced that when we played against him.
Yes, we did.
And then you have Emory Jones. Emory Jones has a history of being inconsistent. Local Georgia kid, played at Florida.
Yeah,
played
your favorite college, right?
You really want me to cuss you out today, don't you?
Those are no. Don't,
you really
don't cut me out. Please, sir. Please, hey, don't cut me out.
What's wrong with you? You know well that I don't like the University of Florida. You need to take that on somewhere.
For sure. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you watch my mouth, I didn't cuss. That was just me hitting that censor button just to make it a little funny. I got great respect for my guy Debo. But I mean, Emory Jones is a mobile quarterback. Definitely got a howitzer for an arm, just inconsistent as hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with that being said, to answer your question, bro, there has to be a number 3 quarterback, right? So I think a lot of that's going to be determined not only what they're doing in practice, But this particular game tonight, what's going to happen? Now, the main individual who has a leg up will be Easton Stick, because Easton Stick was actual starting quarterback for a couple of weeks for the Chargers. So he does have that game experience. Now, more raw talent is Jones. So, but again, which quarterback more suits this offense by Z-Rob? You know what I'm saying? Zach Robinson. That's going to be a determining factor as well. But to answer your question, man, we'll have to just have to see, particularly what happens this evening, man, and moving forward in training camp and how these guys are doing. Me personally, if someone had a gun to my head right now, I say, of course, it'd be Easton Stick for the only reason he does have that game time experience as a starting quarterback for a couple of weeks with the San Diego Chargers, man. But that was last year. We have a new year. We shall see what happens up in Flowery Branch, man.
Man, and that's one of the things that I look at and I really see coming to fruition. They're trying to bring competition to the quarterback room. What up, Kool-Aid? What's happening? Pull up, get a plate. You know how we do it. And I really believe that now that we're bringing competition back to Atlanta, that right there says how serious this is at this point for this team to try to actually start winning.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But again, man, like I said, it's a great question, man, because we already got the one in Michael Penix Jr. Number 2, we got, you know what I'm saying, Kirk Cousins, of course, the most expensive backup quarterback in NFL history. So who's going to be a number 3 guy? That's good. That's going to be determined within the next couple of weeks. I think it's going to be sooner than later, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I definitely can see it. And the main thing that we're also really looking at when we talk about it, I said I wanted to see what the depth was on the D-line. I wanted to see how that was, because every year we're going to have somebody go down. If somebody doesn't go down, we're going to have somebody banged up. If somebody's not banged up, we're going to have somebody that's not performing. Yeah. And to me, I feel like right now, Simeon Barrow Jr. is definitely critical to this defense. And even though he's a young guy, I think he could be a great replacement for Morgan Fox once his contract ends and he just slides right in. And I think he has starter potential. I just want to see if he can produce on the NFL level.
That's a good point, man. But again, dog, like that's a bold statement. You said that he could be a potential starter, man. But at the same time, man, no one really knew that, you know what I'm saying, that Zach Harrison could be a starter. He was a starter at Ohio State. So, but at the same time, looking at the deep D-line rotation, particularly with the interior, man, you know what I'm saying, with the Contavious Streets as well, you know what I'm saying, with TQ Graham is still with us, Rook is with us, Dorless is with us. So you got, and like you said, Fox. So that D-line rotation is going to be something serious. I'm looking more for consistency, though, man. Like, who's going to be that dog or that D-line? That's going to be determined. We don't have that dog no more. You know what I'm saying? He left. He's up in Chicago now. So now we got to see who's going to take over that role as being that lead dog with a D-line, bro.
And I really sit back and think when we talk about the D-line or whatnot, and you really look at everything that's going on, I really see that it's going to be the crucial point of this game for us. And not just this game, the season.
Oh, yeah.
The defensive line has to be the focal point of this defense. You cannot put everything off on the secondary.
True.
Yeah.
Hey, and that's why, man, I'm very, very excited about us the acquisition of bringing in Nate Ollie, man. Are these guys going to gravitate towards Nate Ollie? You look at a guy like Nate Ollie, who when he was down, more we saw what he did with that D line, man. They were top 5 in sacks, I believe, man. So once you mean that philosophy here to these guys, will they gravitate towards it? And everything is pointing to yeah, they will gravitate to it, man. So Nate Ollie with these new guys, we'll see what happens, man. But I'm more excited about Nate Ollie coming in with his philosophy to focus on that D line. You're right, historian, man. We can't put everything on the secondary. Are we excited about the secondary? I'm excited about the secondary because all the pieces that we finally could have back there with the Billy Bowman, potentially with the Kobe Bryant, and the other, even Fuller coming in, and of course Xavier Watts, along with the guys that we already had, and the Jesse Bates and Mike Hughes, you know what I'm saying, AJ Terrells. But again, we can't put everything on them. It starts up front. So what can we do up front to make sure it makes it a little more easier for those guys in the back, man?
Also, linebackers. When you look at the linebackers, that's got to be a position, because I read off some of the depth for there. That's got to be a position that's got to have depth, because again, We saw a couple of our linebackers get nicked up last year.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
So for me, I need the second and third string linebackers be ready to go and be ready when it comes to preparation and depth.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure the depth is right with this linebacking core, but make sure that you have these guys prepared up here because physically it shouldn't be a problem because your job is to stay in shape. Your job is just football, unless you have something going on outside of the game. But your job is to stay in shape 24/7 while you're a professional football player. So physically being in shape isn't the problem. It's game speed and game shape that I worry about, as well as guys being able to process information. So for me, the processing is the most important part because your body will get acclimated to the speed. Your body will get acclimated to the violent collisions that are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Can you acclimate to the game mentally? That's
right.
the question.
Right.
That's gonna be key.
It will be, bro. And we do have a defensive coordinator, you know what I'm saying, who had a fairly successful 10-year career in the NFL. And Jeff Albrecht is as a linebacker himself, man. So, you know what I'm saying, you can tell he can gravitate more towards those linebackers, dog. But it all comes down to, in my opinion, Mr. Green Dot, man, Caden Ellis. You know what I'm saying? Caden Ellis, as long as he's doing his thing back there, man. But to answer your question, we got to make sure, man, these guys stay healthy in some capacity, man. J.D. Bertrand, injured, concussion. I'm not even going to bring up Troy Anderson with his, you know what I'm saying, injury issues. Those are just two guys right there. Nate Lamb is not here no more, so we don't have to worry about any covers, you know what I'm saying, discrepancies. We did bring in Devon Diablo, which apparently he's doing great, and as far as covers is concerned, and the run support. So, but again, bro, we just got to make sure we have those linebackers, man, you know what I'm saying, to step up in the event. Anything crazy happens right there. But Jeff Albrecht, being a former linebacker, I'm pretty sure get his boys right. But it's all right here, bro. It's all right here. I mean, physically, they can do everything. We talk all the time about how fast the game of football is and how quick you got to process things, man. So as long as we got those guys out there processing, like you said, we're talking about linebackers right now, it will definitely help out the front, you know what I'm saying, the front four, or front two, whoever's going to be whatever the defense is designed, as well as the back five, man.
Now, here's the one thing that I kind of wanted to throw in here. What up, Kerry? This is the one thing I wanted to throw in here. Whatnot. I would love to say we're in a position now where you look at, okay, we're talking about the rotation. We talked about the depth.
Mm-hmm.
We also have to look at how does the scheme fit some of the guys that we have on this roster.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's different going from practice just to be in a situation to where you have to make sure that everything is rotating perfectly. Because again, you have some guys who just don't fit what you do. Not saying that they're not good football players, because you got guys that thrive elsewhere. The question is, are we going to be able to identify the guys that fit what Coach Morris wants to do? Are they going to fit what we do offensively? Are they going to fit what we do defensively? Because we have to have everybody on the same page all the way around, because you can't have that weak link. Because you have that weak link, it goes by coordinators. So I'm just, like I said, I'm very excited for what we have here.
Right. And to your point, man, they gotta figure that out quick. They're gonna have to figure that out quick as far as like which guy, you know what I'm saying, grabs the concept on offensive end, which guy grabs the concept, particularly with the new defensive coordinator with Albrecht and of course Nate Ollie and Jerry Gray, all the guys, you know, on defense, man. Which guys on grasp that concept, and who's going to be, like you said, a weak link that's not going to be conducive of what the direction of the defense is going, bro.
That's the whole thing. When you sit back and you really pay attention to everything else that goes on with it, I look for the energy, because the one thing that we have to make sure that they fix this year, you can't leave the middle of the field open like you did last year.
No.
That has been our Achilles heel for the past couple of years. Not just with Raheem, going back to Arthur Smith, and even at the end of Dan Quinn's tenure, the middle of the field has been a problem to cover. I think Albrecht gets those linebackers right, but at the same time, I still need to see what type of schemes we're going to run. I know it's vanilla, but I need to see what schemes we're going to run to protect the seams.
Right. Yeah, man. Like the first week, of course, man, they're not going to show the whole. You're not going to show your hand. You know, as we know in preseason, you never show your hand. You know what I mean? But I'm interested. I brought him up before. I'm gonna bring him up again, man. Devon Diablo, man. That guy's he's basically a safety in a line. He's a saying a linebacker in a safety's body was what I mean. He shows his presence. He has a lot of speed back there, man. And we brought him in just to really sure up that back end, man, as far as like the cover is concerned, that particularly in that 10 to 15 yards zone, the hook curl zone, or the flats, or some along those lines. But the surprising thing is he's been showing up on the run support too, so that's a good thing right there, man. But again, man, one thing I don't want to see, we're not going to see the likes of Nate Lammy. He's not here no more. As far as trying to cover somebody, I don't want to see J.D. Bertrand trying to cover somebody. I don't even want to see. You know what I'm saying? Malone, you know what I'm saying? D'Angelo Malone trying to cover somebody. We got somebody in the likes of, Devon Diablo, man. So if we can share that up, like you said, man, protect that middle field, man. That's definitely a plus right there, bro.
Agreed. And when you sit back and look at it, man, all I can say is, as we said before, the undrafted free agents that were brought in on this team that's going to be playing tonight, a lot of these boys should have been drafted. People don't understand how deep the talent was in this draft. Most casual fans don't watch college football. They're just like, oh, when they get to the pros, that's all we care about. It's like, no, I've been watching a lot of these kids since they were coming through the recruiting process out of high school.
Right.
That's how far. And I mean, I remember seeing Jalen Walker coming out of Salisbury High School. You know what I mean? I remember watching JPJ coming out of high school in North Carolina. Right. You know what I mean? When you look at a lot of these guys, you really sit back and say, wow, it's a maturation process, and you see how they grow up. And it's just the funniest thing. You see a lot of these kids that are built like grown men, and when they go to these colleges, they get weight put on them. They change physically, mentally, and then when they get to the NFL, it's an evolution as well. So I really feel as if when you look at a lot of the undrafted free agents, and it's not just with us, there were a ton of guys that got picked up that were listed as top round draft picks that were just undrafted free agents this year that are everywhere around the league. I believe that's going to raise the bar for competition all around the NFL. How do you feel about that?
You're very correct, bro. Like I said, the level of competition that's in the league now, well, not just in the league, college football as a whole, man, is slowly becoming a minor league asset for the NFL. Thanks. And the way these guys have been playing, and I'm talking about, you're looking at the way these guys have been developing, particularly in the actual programs they're coming from. Yeah, I absolutely believe that, man. So there's a lot of talent. I think it's going to happen each year. You're going to see somebody fall through the cracks and not get drafted and come through and ball out. Something just crossed my mind a little bit ago. I also want to give a shout out, man. Dan Jackson, the former safety for Georgia. Well, he's a Detroit Lion now. Unfortunately, he had an injury. He's out for the season. So his son happened to a leg, man. The dude played with no scholarship his entire tenure at Georgia, man. Worked his butt off to get to this point, and unfortunately he has an injury, so he's out for the season, man. But you know what I'm saying? So shout out Dan Jackson, former dog, man. But yeah, bro, I totally agree with what you said. And one of the main dude I'm thinking about, two guys, Nick Nash and Kobe Bryant. Neither one of them guys were drafted, man. Nick Nash led the division in receiving. So you know what I mean? And Kobe Bryant, a 3-time Big Ten All-American. So yeah, there's something behind that, bro, about what you just said about talent that's not being drafted. Just because you're not drafted does not mean you're not talented enough to make it to the league. It's showing right now.
Well, Kirby ended up giving it to him his last 2 years once he became a starter.
Oh, scholarship?
Yeah, but it was
okay.
But you're absolutely right. I wasn't trying to step on your toes, but I wanted to make
sure.
Oh,
yeah, you're good.
Because we got plenty of dog fans in here, and they love them. I love me some D-Jack too, but he worked to get there, like you said.
Yes.
That man literally took a loan, came into school, worked his tail off, started off from special teams, and then ended up being a starting safety and winning a natty.
Yeah.
2022. Yeah. And then becoming one of the top safeties coming out of college because of the fact that he adapted and he was able to do it. Yeah. I hope that he gets over the injury. Hate that it happened. But one thing you can say, unfortunately, this is the ugly part of the game. that
Yes,
a lot
it
of
is.
people don't talk about, because you look at the young man last night from the Baltimore Ravens, you know, he didn't expect that his body was going one way and his leg was
They're
going to
going
be
the other way. Yeah.
and when he fell down. He didn't
Yeah.
expect that.
Yeah.
His career could possibly be, well, with a fracture like that, you're not coming back at a skill position. It just doesn't work like that. So I pray and hope the young man was a college graduate. Hopefully he did graduate, and also hopefully he ended up, you know, not blowing his money, the money that he earned so far on foolishness, because again, you still had to make the team. He still got paid for going to training camp and preseason, but you know, at this point, now he's got to go through the recovery process. And can you get back on the field, because you don't even back in wide receivers from some positions back compound fractures like that. It just doesn't happen. So I just pray that he has somebody that's looking out for him and that's going to put him in a position to be successful in life.
Yeah,
so
as far as football, I agree, bro. You said best thing, bro. As far as him moving forward, living life as a human being, as a person, you know what I mean. Athletically, his athletic career, if anything like that was to happen, and I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not trying to put a silver line on something that's so devastating to a young man. It happened early. So at least he has a full year to recover, try to, you know what I'm saying, work his way back in. But yeah, like I feel for the young man, that was not a pretty looking injury, bro.
Nah, it wasn't. Now here's the thing that's sickening right here. I'm gonna be honest with you on this. So Myles Garrett took a picture of the whole offensive line, so the whole starting no line is not playing. But so let's get to it, man. There was something that kind of pissed me off or whatever. Now, the NFL is getting ready to try to milk this Sanders. I love Deion Sanders, you know, period. Like the kids, it's getting ridiculous now. Cleveland's game for Atlanta on NFL Network, which I think is ridiculous. It's just me. If you go for the Gus and you want from this kid, put him on primetime TV.
Right.
Put him on Fox.
Yeah.
Put him on TV.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Put him on NFL. And my thing is, hell, the Falcons should have been on NFL Network. You want to be honest? If you're looking at trying to boost your ratings or whatnot. Now, for us local, well, not local, but for the local fans or whatnot, it's gonna be for, you know, us on local TV and also within their region. But at the same time, rounds memo.
Yeah, man, that's
who
not.
was watching? Half of everybody didn't want. Half of everybody didn't get drafted, and we even heard idiots. And yeah, I said idiots. I stand on that. We even had idiots in our own fan. But we need to draft Shador in case Penix don't work out. The hell? We had people to say that.
I heard it. I heard it. I heard it, bro. I heard it.
And I know you had folks in your chat saying it on your show. So I'm sitting back like, y'all just looking at the fact that his dad played here.
Right. Right.
Why do you want that spotlight on you right now? Honestly, why do you want that spotlight on you? And we gave up the draws with the division last year.
We did.
Why would you want that spotlight on you? Why would you want that circus?
That's something that we don't need right now because we're coming off a circus from Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins was a circus.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. There's no. Yeah. And you said it best. Yeah. You said it best, bro. As far as like Deion, they want Shador because that's Deion's son. Oh yeah, that's Deion's son. We gotta look out. No, we don't. That would be a circus right there. Let the kid go somewhere where he can flourish and play and become a starter. He would never be a starter here. Never.
I said for long, man. Why we want to position he screws up, you don't have people on his neck. And some people I've heard, well, Cleveland ain't cutting it. They drafted him. They're not getting anything for him. What they're going to do is put him on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Understand, Cleveland is not giving up a guy that's going to bring media ratings to them because let's be honest, that situation is a true dumpster fire right now. Still in Cleveland. All that talent and they still can't get to the playoffs. they literally make they literally make folks think it truly wasn't Baker Mayfield. It was the organization.
It was organization. And to complicate things, man, I don't understand this move at all, but it is what it is. They brought in Huntley, the quarterback Huntley. I don't get that at all.
You got Flacco, you got Dylan Gabriel, you got old boy that ended up playing getting the ring with the Eagles, Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett.
You got all these quarterbacks here, knowing damn well y'all not gonna keep half of them. They'll probably end up either trading Dylan Gabriel somewhere or putting him elsewhere because they're gonna try to hold on to Shedeur just for TV.
And it makes sense.
Because remember, years ago, Prime said in a tweet, and it was actually rehashed. You can look it up on Google; it'll pull it up for you. Prime said, "My son will not play Cleveland." How do the worlds have that type of fate right there?
Hey,
you say what's not gonna happen, and it happens.
Hey, the football gods, man, the football gods are undefeated, bro.
Man, they damn sure undefeated. We know about it. Too many moments in Atlanta, Lord.
Ooh, no, sir.
Too many moments. Well, here's the thing. So, Gabriel, I agree with you on that. I'm not even gonna argue with you on that. Like, we put the link in the chat for the fans to come through, man. We definitely want you guys to come in and tap in or whatnot. My guy, he's tapping in right now as a fan. He's got his own show. He does his thing, but this is mainly for the fans and, fellow other podcasters. They jump in or whatnot. I just created this platform just to, talk like fans.
Right, and I love that you're doing this, man. You know what I'm saying? A pregame meal, man, because it gets everybody an appetite to, bro. Football's here, bro. It's here. We're minutes away from kickoff, bro. And like, you know what I'm saying, something like this that you're doing, bro, to have the fans come on and just talk football before the game happens, man. Hey, man, I already had to jump on, man.
And my thing is, it's a beautiful thing. Like, it's rough. I'm gonna tell you this: if being a Falcon fan ain't for the faint of heart. I'll tell you that now, it ain't for the faint of heart.
No,
if you're soft, this ain't the team for you. If you just getting on. Now, if you've been here long enough, you got enough battle scars, enough tears that your ass done cried. You've seen many bad moments and many hurtful moments. See, the Super Bowl took a lot out of my granddad. He 84 years old. He told me today, he said, boy, let me get my grandfather, ain't gonna name him, but because he's not on social media, but he's like, boy, them damn Falcons just took it all out of me at that time. I just can't do it.
Man.
You got to understand, I've been dealing with them damn birds since your daddy was born. He was born when the Falcons got to this city. I've been a Falcon fan since then. He said that right there was the last straw. And I said, you've been saying the same thing since my aunt says. Your granddaddy been saying the same damn thing since 1972. He said he gonna get rid of the Falcons, but he right there cheering for him.
Oh, see,
we're gluttons for pain,
man. We're gluttons for punishment, bro. Hey, spank me harder. You know what I'm saying? We're gluttons for punishment, bro. And it's like it's not just the Falcons, man. It's like being an ATL sports fan, period, man. But man, the Falcons, bro. You always want to say this is our year, and then it happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see what develops out of this situation, man. But I feel good. But I feel the elders' pain, man. Trust me.
But you talking about somebody who's lived his life. He's got to watch the Braves win, and then he get to see the Super Bowls at halftime. Never thought it would happen, and got embarrassed both times. And that was when my grandfather said, you know what, boy, I'm probably going to be dead and gone when these damn I said, no, don't say that. Look, I said, if you leave this earth, I said, I need you to get a little piece of heaven or whatnot before you go to heaven, whatever, watching these birds win a championship. And he told me, he said, that'll be just my look. He said, I went on 2 ways. He said, watching the Falcons or in a company with a company of a good friend.
Dang.
Hey, it's the simple things.
Hey, it is, man. That it is. It really is, man. It really is. For sure.
We got somebody jumping in real quick. We got Jarvis jumping in. What's good, Jarvis?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Welcome.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Pull up a chair, man. Pre-game meal. What you got for us today?
So first of all, I'm stationed out here in El Paso, Texas. I'm from Warner Robins, Georgia, but I'm in El Paso.
That's what's happening.
So
what branch, bro?
Listen, in the Army.
Okay, I got love for you. My pops was Army. I was in the Coast Guard. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I got love for you. My pops and my grandfather, who I just talked about, 101st. Pops was Rangers. So, oh yeah, very familiar.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting ready to retire the next 3 years.
Congrats.
So I'm out here getting ready for the game. My wife sent me a message. There's a soldier on Fort Bliss who got caught selling tank secrets to Russia today. Gotta love it.
Boy, look, you got Falcon football and you got somebody on the base selling damn secrets. Boy, this is just one of them things, boy. Lord. You better check and make sure that dude. You better check and make sure he ain't in your battalion, my boy.
He not. He not.
Hey, man, what you got for us? What's good, Wolf?
So, my question I got right now is, and I asked this question earlier to.
What's up, peoples? What's going on, man?
What's going on, Wolf? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
What's the question?
So my thing is, so if JPJ turns out to be a better superstar or a better prospect than Jalen Walker, because I like Jalen Walker myself, would you be mad? And what would be the reason you'll be mad? Because for so long as a fan, we've been trying to get a pass rush in Atlanta. But are you mad because the Georgia boy didn't work out and you're a Georgia fan? But why should it matter if you just wanted a pass rush?
As a Georgia fan, it hurts because you know what's sitting in Philly, and you could have already grabbed one of those guys up there before he even came to the scene.
Okay.
You passed on a lot of that talent. That would hurt. But I'm not mad because they took a chance.
Okay.
They took a chance. If he don't pan out, guess what? He doesn't. But here's the other thing that you got to look at. If you get JPJ to come in here, yeah, he's making noise and he's doing this here, and he pans out, I'm not going to be mad because you have a franchise player. You swung twice, and you at least got one home run out of it.
Okay.
Now, who's to say JPJ isn't the flop and Jalen becomes the dominant player?
Oh, no.
I'm throwing that out there. I'm throwing it back at you.
Yeah, no. Regardless,
yeah,
because I want Jalen to succeed, man. The guy has so much. He has that what Jagged Edge said a couple years ago in that song. He got that right. He got that.
He put that in it. Yeah.
He got that. He got that in him, and so I really want to see it come to fruition. But it was a topic that was brought up on one of the guys I was on the other show with, and the topic was, why do every time a pass rusher come to Atlanta, they forget how to pass rush?
Let's be real. Wolf, you can chime in on this too, man. You ain't got to be on silent. This the pregame, man. Everybody,
that's a great question, man.
Because once me, once I get going, a lot of people not gonna like it. Because
just for the fans, my boy. We got a few minutes. Go ahead.
Soul food and Spanish food, rice and beans is the same thing. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm Puerto Rican.
Wolf, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that today, Wolf.
Yeah. As you can see, the Puerto Rican flag is there. We ain't playing no game. So Jarvis, I think that you bringing up some great points, right? But the problem is that the 32 teams. When you look at 32 teams, they have their identity. Identity is a very important thing for a franchise. The Falcons have checked every box but two. Two boxes, Jarvis, that the Falcons have not checked.
What's those two boxes, man?
Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
And a Super Bowl.
Okay.
You got a culture-changing team. You got that. It's check. You got a 30 for 30 MVP, crazy talent coming into the franchise from all decades, right? 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. All the boxes are checked. A head coach that probably was ahead of his time with Jerry Glansville, where real men wear black and all that stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Hammer time, right? MC Hammer, you know,
Yep.
Too legit to quit days. Yes, sir.
You know, paraphernalia on the planes, right? The Falcons were one of the first teams that had their private planes before any team before Dallas. Before Dallas, they had their private planes. They was doing their thing, right? Controversy owners, right? Before Mr. Blank, controversy owners, you've checked all the boxes, Jarvis. The problem is their identity. When you look at the Falcons, you look at them and you say to yourself, when have they been a dominant defense, right? It's been a long time. It's probably before we were born, right? And you say to yourself, okay, well, can we get a defensive player of the year? Can we get something? And that's the frustrating part, right? Because I think that psychologically, I think that a lot of fans, you know, when you look at the Falcon history, a lot of fans are got older from the 2016. I've gotten older from the 2016, right? And preseason doesn't mean anything to me, right? I don't go in mom's kitchen when she cooking. That's the preseason.
Exactly.
I don't go in mom's kitchen when she cooking, bro. Jarvis, you go disturb Mom Dukes when she cooking, Jarvis?
Oh no.
Of course not. Because you know what's gonna happen, right? When you go in that kitchen, right?
Okay. Yeah, she may not spank, she may not hit, she may not whoop you no more, but her words gonna be sharp.
Right. And I'm pretty sure Ryan knows those vibes and Debo vibes right here. People know you know those vibes, right?
Wolf, I'm the one in the kitchen, dog. It ain't Mom do she do her thing, but when I'm in the kitchen, I run the show. So I do the cooking in the crib.
So for me, I think it's the expectation of, for me, and this is the only thing I tell people, right? I want my quarterback to be feared. Why?
Every time we step on the field.
Because Joe Burrow is feared.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, boys and girls across the land of Atlanta, Joe Burrow is feared in Kansas City.
And guess what? For sure. And guess what? Joe Burrow played last night.
Sure.
He did.
Yes, sir. You see that?
And guess another quarterback that's feared, and he's a young guy. And Wolf, we talked about this.
Sure.
Jaden Daniels in Washington.
Sure.
Jaden Daniels is feared because think about it.
Sure.
Don't think that he doesn't. Don't think he don't have payback on the mind for Philly what they did to him in the NFC Championship game.
Right.
And they're in the division with them dudes.
Exactly. You know,
we got to get our quarterback got to be just as nasty or nastier.
You know, and Ryan, you know, you're known as the historian. I'm sure Debo Vibes does his thing around the town, and he goes. He knows the Falcons. He knows the food. Jarvis does his thing in the Army. I'm pretty sure the boys in shape. Blah blah blah. Here's the problem, right? Every one of us has gone through something traumatic in life. The problem is that we look at our teams as an outlet in life. See, when the Falcons do good, everybody's happy. When the Hawks do good or the Knicks, everybody's happy because they make us escape from our reality sometimes.
Yeah. Facts.
And that's where I'm at. If you can't have that type of conversation with the Wolf, you're not on my level, because the Falcons is an escape for me when I'm dealing with.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay?
sir.
That's what I'm looking for. Listen, the only cure to the 2016 season is to host a Lombardi. You can clap for 11 games. You can clap for 12 games. You can clap for the division. You can clap for all that, but it means nothing until you host that Lombardi.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell people. It's frustrating for me to tell people the truth. It means nothing because I am scarred sports-wise for till I die. I am scarred. And nothing will cure it.
It's hard for you to tell people the truth. Oh, no. Why is it hard for you to tell the truth, Wolf? Wolf, you already see what I told you. I'm the bad guy over here. I don't care. Me and you done had this conversation. I told people that.
I love macaroni and cheese and collard green and the chicken. I love all of that, right? We soul food, right? New York City, Sylvia, heart of the
man. Give me some fresh mofongo, my guy.
Listen, man,
I eat Puerto Rican food,
I'm trying to tell you one thing that people have to understand is that is where we are. And I get it. people in the chat want to cheer. They want to cheer for a retweeting Ryan Debo vibes of Michael Penix throwing the ball to Drake London. They want to retweet it 1,000 times, Jarvis.
Right.
Let me say something. Let me say something. You see how Debo, you see how Debo face is right now?
Yeah.
You see he ain't doing a whole lot of smiling.
Yeah.
That's the problem with our head coach. I don't care who get mad when I say this.
Yeah.
Raheem smiled too much for me. I enjoy a man being happy in life. That's all fine and dandy.
Mm-hmm.
But we too much on that on the field. Debo got the face of a coach that I want. Hey man, hey, stop all that horse playing over there. Get to the wide receiver, Andrea.
The Mike Tomlins.
Hey, Jarvis,
yeah. Quick,
Right,
quit
Mike
playing.
Tomlins. Yeah.
There's only one man that I know. Now he produced champion. It's two of them. I'll give you two of them. They produced championships. Whole sport. Magic Johnson, Thomas. Together, they was the devil behind that smile. So when you talk about that, them dudes won championships. Don't let the South fool you. It was cut, and you're going to still be a jovial person. Guess what? You be a cut for door. Think about it. Bad example, Wolf, and you know this. Go back to the finals when Magic elbowed Isaiah right in the chest and put on the idea. What you gonna do?
But you know what it is, Ryan. You know what it is, Ryan, and Debo vibes and Jarvis. You know what it is. The NFL is changing from a head coaching perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I mean by that? Here's what I mean, right? The old guard is being pushed out.
Okay.
The old guard is being pushed out. Andy will never have another job. The Harbaugh brothers will never get another job. Belichick can't get a job in the NFL. Right? So you got more goofies getting head coaching job. See, when they call Raheem Morris a goofy, he come from a line of goofies. The lineage of goofies. And it's okay to be a goofy with money. That's okay, because there's a lot of goofies in the world that got money. Trust me. There's a lot of goofies in hip hop, and movies. I can't. Right?
No. I had to stop. I can't let you trash Tony Dungy like that.
No. I'm not saying Tony Dungy. I'm talking about the Sean McVays. I'm talking about the Raheem Morris.
Okay. Never mind.
The Schottenheimers.
Carry on.
The new wave of head coaching. Right. So Debo vibes. Did you know that Sirianni was going to be fired last year before the Super Bowl run? He was going to be fired.
I heard, because like I follow the Eagles a little. Yeah, so he's not a well-liked person in Philly. I heard, bro.
Right.
Who cares though? Who cares?
I can tell you that he's not. I'm gonna give you another one. I went to Jets training. I went to Jets training camp. I was invited by. Shout out to Miss Connie Carberg, first female scout in the NFL history, who invited me to come up. Appreciate you for the interview and everything else. We definitely will chop it up tomorrow. But Miss Carberg invited me up. I went to Jets training camp for 2 days, Thursday and then Saturday. Here's the thing. Aaron Glenn is exactly like Bill Parcells. Exactly like Parcells. And he played for Belichick. He's the guy, he ain't smiling on the field. At the beginning of the practice, hey, what's going on? You good, baby? All right, good. Boom. All right, let's get these stretch lines going. Let's go. And I mean, everybody is in order. Nobody's laughing. Nobody's joking. Nobody's cutting up.
Yeah.
He's one of the last of a dying breed of the old school coaches.
Right. And listen, Ryan, I don't know the outline of Atlanta. Let's just say if you come into the room and you say, okay, they go Ludacris, they go Jeezy, they go, and then you be like, well, they go Chingy. And you be like, Chingy. And you be like, yeah, that's he. And you be like, what? And then you start see when it's coaches that walk in and you be like, what he doing here?
He don't belong. Yeah.
And then you be like, how he got the job? And then you say to yourself, yo, man, it must have been a hell of an interview or a hell of a desperation move, right? Because when Mike McDonald walked into a room, he don't give head coaching vibes.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Right? So, when you look at Schottenheimer, right, and they call my head coach goofy with the no socks, but you got my man from Dallas. He got the visor on backwards. He got the bootleg ones on. he, you know, but they ain't calling him goofy. You got a goofy in San Francisco that was up 3 Super Bowls.
So I
him goofy.
know you 11 o'clock.
Oh, my bad.
Hey,
He got
you know what, fellas?
My bad.
Y'all go ahead and enjoy the game.
That's what we getting ready to do. We should.
Yeah. Hey man, nice to talk to you fellas, man. Hopefully y'all talk to you fellas during the season.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Hey Wolf, we got the post game. Hey Wolf, we got the post game show coming up after the game. Direct. Come right
I'll
back.
Be back.
Jarvis, you too, and Debo, the chance.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We gonna let Wolf off the leash when he comes back at the end of the game.
Yeah,
and we gonna get to it, man. And we definitely appreciate y'all for coming through, fellas. Appreciate
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey man, it's been the pregame meal, man. Y'all be easy. Let's go. Rise the hell up.